Hi guys, good evening. I thought of making a video around myths on algo trading, right? So it sounds easy and also it sounds technical. So I thought I will have a short video to educate myself and you guys that what are typical traps. And one of the reasons I am creating this particular video is can be clearly seen my live algo. You look at the pay of this particular algo, right? At the peak, it has gone till 15 lakhs. Then it dropped to 80,000 and now it has again picked up. What exactly has happened with this algo? Did it perform unexpectedly? No. If I hadn't touched this particular algo, it would have gone up. But I touched it, it fell in a loss and then picked up from there. So, what exactly has happened? Earlier, I was running it with 4 multiplier, right, with a particular adequate capital, and it went till here. Then this particular phase come, right, and then something happened, my greed kicked in. I have increased the lot on multiple algos. I have brought in new algos. I saw some profit, right? I mean, it was almost more than double of the profit within 15 to 20 days because of Nifty and Bank Nifty both were jumping around, and my algos are good at capturing the movement. So it has captured the movement, and I became greedy. So I increased the multiplier here, and I have also brought in some new algos which are not mine, untested from the marketplace and deployed them. So what has happened is that this particular phase started, the drawdown phase of the algo, right? Now earlier it was on 4, it ran on 6, so it made a this particular loss in here, in this particular session, right? It eat up all the losses, so it dropped from 1.5 lakhs to 80,000 because it made profit on 4. It lost on maybe 7, not even 6, 7 multiplier. Right then, I basically got a cold feet, stopped the algo, checked the money management, and again deployed in a short quantity, and that is why you see this particular equity curve. So, if it was running on 4 for quite some time, then it would have easily made money, and this drop you would have not seen, right? So, greed and mismanagement of money is something which we have to look at. If you look at the win rate, it is the same, right? If you look at the average monthly ROI, it would have changed. Total ROI would have changed, right? So all these parameters would have changed. If you look at the Monday, Tuesday, when it made money and when it lost money, it is all here. But it is now unreliable because I have changed the multiplier multiple times. So this is where basically I am now trying to bring some awareness amongst my viewers where they know what needs to be done. The process will be slow. I will release one video every weekend. So Saturday one video, Sunday one video, and slowly we will go and avoid these kind of traps. So before we start anything, a disclaimer: this is education only, and primarily this is for my own education. So I hope one of you guys who are well versed with algo trading can contribute and make me more aware than what I am now. I have just begun this journey few months back, so I'm looking out for all the feedbacks and all the suggestions I can utilize. And in this process, I want to make people aware, right? What is algo trading? That is what we are going to learn, and what is the myth around algo trading, right? So first of all, we will have to understand. Everyone can ask ourselves, right? In India, 99% or 95%, those kind of percentages, people lose money. Only 1 to 5% people make money. But problem with these 95 or 99% people, one common thing you will see, like I have shown you in my real algo, the greed, the over greed, right? Becoming rich overnight doesn't happen. It happens very rarely, and it is an outcome of opportunity, luck, and multiple events coming together. No one person can identify these kind of opportunity and trade it. There may be some which I am not aware and I do not know the process, so I cannot tell. Right? Can a busy professionals can do this? Yes, I am a working person and I work more than 10 hours a day, 5 days. Right? Over the weekends also I am busy doing various stuff, including running my YouTube channel. So busy people can do this, but follow the process, right? Follow the risk management, follow the money management. Don't be greedy. Self employed and owners, yes, absolutely. Homemakers, yes, they can. They can consult a SEBI registered, what do you say, advisor. Take the help. For an example, my two algos are on marketplace. Look at the stats, show it to your SEBI advisors. If they agree, then only deploy. Right? At the moment, I would say don't deploy anything on live. Just track them because I am also in a process of kind of tracking them with the real money, right? Because I have tested it for few months, a few years back, tested it, and I have deployed it accordingly, right? And that wasn't a real normal back test. I have followed the in sample and out of sample process. We will learn it in future, right? What these all things mean. Near or in retirement, yes, algo trading is for everyone. At the moment, we know that most of the trades in the market, significant chunk of the trades in the market comes from algo because they provide speed, they provide discipline. And as I made loss on Thursday, right, last trading day, those losses can be avoided. They are kind of emotionless, so they don't sit in losses. They cut them immediately, reverse the position, manage the risk. Students and young earners, I would say no. Right? If you are a student, you are a young earner, first make the base capital, first make the house, first make the knowledge which will make you strong in your career, right? Unless you are crorepati's son or daughter or whoever it is, right? The money doesn't have a primary role to play in your own growth, right? Everything comes from the skill we acquire, not from trading, right? Whether it is algo trading or a manual trading. First build your career, earn in a way that whatever capital you deploy or whatever time you deploy is irrelevant to your personal growth or family's growth, right? Secure career. So that is how it is. It's not for me, people say. I mean, yeah, I will not sell it to you. For few people it is not. For an example, me, it is a difficult. People like me, it is difficult because we are greedy. I am greedy, right? I am inconsistent, and that is where these algos are playing role, where consistency they are bringing in me, right? My losses, manual losses, are not because of lack of opportunity identification. I'm good at it. It is because consistency and the mental fortitude which is needed. So 90% people, which 90 plus percent people who lose as per SEBI study, right, have lost the money because of that. They might be good at identifying the opportunity, but they must be sitting in the losses and exiting in the profit early. Simple, right? Algo, it knows when to go out, when to come out, right? If you have properly back tested it in some, if you have not done the curve fitting, etc., some money will make. If you have factored in the charges, right? Government charges, brokerage, platform cost, everything, right? We'll discuss that in detail as we progress in our series. What algo trading really is, right? An algorithm, a recipe of rules, right? We will see that a human writes the logic. I have written these logics, right? Not only the logics, it has multiple platforms included. It has multiple instrument logic embedded. It has different execution model to manage various risks, theta, gamma, etc., right, in options, because mostly all my kind of strategies are options driven. The computer just executes it, right? Now computer cloud, whatever it is, it just executes my logic, but with discipline, with proper money management, with proper risk management. Everything should be embedded in it. It should also be hands off kind of. The algos which I have developed, it kind of hands off. It automatically closes the positions, makes the positions, rolls over the positions during the expiry. So once I deploy it, it keeps on running as long as there is money in my account, right? It needs a certain amount of money to run. So that is something which is my responsibility. It is not a brain. That is very important thing to know, right? It is a machine. It is not a brain. It won't automatically create a money for you. All right. So brain is yours. You are just automating the execution. Right. One example, if I want to give you, right, tracks Nifty price. My algo tracks for an example a Nifty price. This is not my strategy, just for the depiction. If price crosses above 50-day line, flag it to study for an example, right? Or I say buy, a hypothetical. So if this is the Nifty price, the thick white line, and the dotted yellow line is 50-day average. If price crosses above, it can do multiple things. It can generate an alert for me, then I can take action manually. It can also create an alert which can basically trigger a particular execution in options or in cash market, whatever it is, right? So algo is this. So I have identified 50. I have identified Nifty price, and Algo just does that whenever price closes above, it lets me know or fires a trade. Right? So brain is ours. It is not something which is done by this thing, right? Machine. Machine helps you analyze the things. It doesn't take decision or it doesn't understand the context as deep as a human brain so far can understand. Till date, I have utilized highest model of Claude, ChatGPT, other things. It will do in some time, but not now. It will take some time. Why people use it, right? It provides speed, right? The moment price crosses above 50, it immediately takes an action. Humans do take time, right? First of all, the movement. Second, the availability, right? If I'm in working something, I'm out for shopping or something like that, or working in an office, I cannot take that particular decision or action immediately, but Algo can once you have defined what it needs to do, right? It also has a discipline. I think we have spoken enough. Thursday, loss was one of the kind of uh, stark example with real money involved in five figures, big amount for me, right? And consistency. So once you have or anyone have defined the rules, it will follow the rule, right? We have spoken about it. On a expiry at a particular time before the expiry, it needs to roll over. It will roll over. It won't wait, right? If a particular signal in a chart comes, it will execute according to the chart. It won't say नहीं थोड़ा रुक के देख लेते हैं. It may go up and it may not go up. Sometimes it results in a loss, but most of the time, study shows a discipline rewards. A discipline rewards. If a particular signal which you have defined as an edge, right? For an example, profit factor of 1.4. What does it mean? Out of 10 trades, for each losing trade of 1 rupee, it earns in a winning trade of 1.4 rupees. Right? That is a clear edge, zero point 0.5, zero point 0.4 paise ka edge for you. So if you have defined a system which has an edge, definitely a consistency, discipline, and speed will pay off, right? And the best beauty, at least in my scenario, is to bring the consistency and discipline, right? I have always blown out my account by manual trading, and I have always made money when I am algo trading. Maybe less, but I have made the money, right? Five myths about algo trading, right? It basically also fools the beginners, right? So that is what we are going to look at, and very important to look at. Algo is not a money printing robot, right? Any return in the market, if we see in the range of 20 to 30%, my algos are designed to give much more than that. but it is not something which will make you overnight, what do you say, rich, right? Going back to a real stat which I was showing you guys, this is the superstar, but it is very hard to look at the returns, right? It went to 5 lakhs, then it came back to minus 57,000, then again it shot up to 10 lakh, then came down to 7 and 45 lakhs, then it almost remained flat. You can see the wiggles, right? This is money being made and money being lost, and in the root it would have paid the charges, right? There will be charges which is not reflecting here. It went till 15, and then my, what do you say, trap came in. I became greedy, deployed more. I was also out, and the big drop. And now we have again come back. One thing is good, that whatever I have lost so far is from the profit and a partial profit. It is not from everything because I run multiple algos. But this is what the trap is, right? This is the trap. This big line would have not appeared has I not been the greedy one, right? So that is how it is. So know this, this is not a money printing machine. It still needs some level of fortitude, some level of patience from us, right? Basically, it asks us to allow it to work. Whatever we have created, we have tested, we have deployed, we have trusted. It asks us to allow it to run, right? So that is what it is. You must be a genius coder. So many people think if you cannot code, you cannot deploy Algo. So let me tell you, I am not a coder, zero coding experience. But with the help of Tradetron and its team, they have excellent support system, right? Amongst all the Algo platform, although this is not a prepaid promotion for them, they have their own issues, as I have been quite vocal in my other videos. But they have an excellent ecosystem, which basically allowed me to become an algo trader. Right? They have an excellent support mechanism which helps you code, test, and deploy. Right? And it is continuous process. They charge for it, a very reasonable charge, but that basically enables them to deploy those support resources for our thing. Apart from that, if you look at AlgoTest or others, they might be good platform, but support sucks, right? I mean, there is no proper kind of way of doing the things with those. I tried. I have a paid subscription of Algo Test also. Excellent platform, but as long as you can do the things on your own, right? So that's how it is. So you don't need to be a coder, but your logic, and you should have a reasonable understanding, or you should have a guide who does the things, who demonstrates the things, and then you can basically work on his work or her work, right? So that's how it is. Is it gambling? No. Any investing, any algo trading, anything, if it is done with discipline, right? For an example, if I have 1 lakh rupees, I put 80,000 in the market on an expiry day thinking it will become 80 lakh. It may become, or it may not become. That is gambling, right? We all do that. I have done it many times. One of the it Although it wasn't a gamble, but Thursday one was kind of that kind of mindset, right? I had. But algo trading has its rules. You know when to come out. You know when it goes in. You know the algo has an edge. You have done research. Either like me, who has done lot of backtest, lot of tests. I mean, I was testing these algos which are deployed for more than 1 year. Where there are n number of changes, and the person who supports me in building this might at some times get fed up. He gets fed up with me, right? It happens, but all that particular painstakingly activity now basically gives me a mechanism which can work in the market, right? Which gives me some money on a day when I'm making money, more money on a day when I'm winning, and loses less on a day when I'm losing, right? It loses more than it wins times, more than it wins, right? We are in a directional trading mechanism. Directional trades only work 30 to 40%, right? Maximum 30 to 33%. With clever kind of employment of strategies, you can make it more than 40% plus, right? And then profit factors kicks in while losing how much you are losing and while winning how much you are winning. If your winners are more than 1.2 profit factor, then you can make some decent money with appropriate risk management, money management, discipline, consistency, etc. Right? Because there will be time when you will consistently lose. That is the time when you sit in the market, not go out of the market. Right? Even for the investing, at the moment people are coming out of the market. Very wrong. Whenever Nifty fell more than 10% or more than 8%, it made more money. This is the time to invest. I have made some good kind of returns just by investing in a stock. One thing I have closed, I think last week, right, and I regret now for closing that position. I made around 25% return in just 2 months, not 2 months, 1.5 months, and afterwards also it went up. It's almost now 60 to 70% return in that particular stock. This is not a investment advice, right? But in Indian market, I am positive the way government is working. I mean, I'm not political, but have some understanding on what they are doing, right? And overall positive attributes India has, right? In spite of all the negatives around us, we have very inherent positive bias. Till 2035, I am completely bullish, and that is me, right? I may be wrong, as you guys know. Thursday I was bullish and I lost money. So that's how it is. It's passive income. It is not. Right? Every day you see reds, every day you see greens. And that is where you have to bring your mental fortitude. It is not a passive income. एक बार लगा दिया और पैसा बनने लगेगा, right? Trading is active, right? There is a possibility of Tradetron going rogue, as it does most of the times, right? There is sometimes your trade platform, for an example, Zerodha, TradeGenie, other platforms are not working as they are supposed to be. So you have to be active, keep an eye. Sometimes your margin money may be insufficient, so you have to adjust it accordingly. First of all, you have to deploy only those many kind of multipliers where n number of kind of losses can be taken by your capital, right? But you have to actively manage it, and there could be n number of internet, electricity, everything, right, can go wrong. So that is why you have to actively monitor. Yes, you don't have to sit in front of a screen, you have to, but still consciously monitor, right? Not a salary. This is not a salary, not a fixed deposit. That is why I said for the young professionals or students, focus on your career, right? Focus on your career. Build something for yourself, your family, your society, your state, and India and the world. Right? Contribute positively. And then, when you have sufficient as a kind of side income, you can do this. Passive, not passive, side income. Right? Many sellers earn from your fees, whether you profit or not, right? Everyone tries to sell you something, right? And their money is fixed. My platform fees is fixed. My Tradetron fees is fixed, right? My broker, my government charges, all are fixed. Whether I lose or win, doesn't matter, right? Passive income from a trading algo equals to the biggest red flag. Whoever says this, go away from them. It is an active thing. You actively pay the brokerage, you actively pay the platform fee and everything. And if you are not making more than that, then you are actually losing it. Plus comes the inflation and other things, right? I don't pretend to know, that is why I won't speak much on that. The algorithm is always right. It may not be, right? As I always keep on saying that although I have backtested for 5 years back, not necessarily the market behaves the same way, right? It is like saying that, right, women always keep on saying that my husband have changed, or husband keep on saying you have changed, right? Or whatever, maybe husband, uh, gay partners can say the other partner has changed, right? And it doesn't matter who it is. But things change, people change, situation change, countries change, administration change, company change. Reliance, the way it would have behaved in last 5 years doesn't mean that it will behave the same. Tata Motors, Indian market, global market, right? Everything is poised to change, and what we are talking about is money. So the way it moves also change. What is market, right? What is stock market? What is Nifty? Nifty is collection of companies where money is involved. First to run the company, right? And then the investment in that company. That is what is the market cap of that particular company. It can change. So if my algo has given 50% return CAGR in last 5 years, next year it can give zero, right? It can. So money management and risk management is absolutely required. I cannot go bunkers. Array, it gave 50%, so this year also it should give 50%. Doesn't happen. Every year is different. Every time, every place, everything changes. Right? So that is why risk management and money management is key. So is it for you? I mean, after all this, let's ask ourselves, right? Is it for you? Is it for me? Right? Algo trading is a tool. Treat it as is. It is not a money printing machine, right? Not a treasure map, right? Understand it first what it does, right? Not many people will provide the details, but go through the stats, right? Go through the capital requirement. Always put 20 to 30% more capital than required if you are basically deploying algos from marketplaces, right? Risk capital only, right? We have spoken that whatever we can spare to lose. Expect losses, right? We have seen here, right? This phase I sat in, so that is why I have seen this growth. This phase I could not sit, and then I have seen a drop. Expect losses, right? I am confident on my algo. It works because I have tested it, right? And I have tested it multiple ways as much as I could, right? But still, my discipline caused me this particular fall. It went from 13 lakhs to 80,000. Significant loss, right? And it all happened in 2 days, 2 to 3 days, right? So all the money which I have made here, lost here, right? So this is a real example I'm showing you guys, right? I'm not giving you something which is unreasonable and this thing, right? The purpose of this series is to make you guys aware, right? Make you aware that you can take a decision, right? I won't sell you anything. That is not the purpose of this video. It is to make you and myself aware. I really hope I find subscribers who help me in growing my own knowledge, right? Become a partner in this journey, help me develop more intelligent, more better algos, right? So thank you guys. With this I conclude the today's session. Have a great day ahead, great evening, and enjoy your weekend.